Hello everyone and welcome to a review of Apex Rear Wing's third season of competition. This season sees many of the same protagonists returning, but first a shake-up of the formula. This season will be contested over 7 rounds with 12 races. The first and last races of the season will be 48-minute timed races with time accelerated so that 24 hours elapse in-game. All other rounds will follow the same 80km main race and 40km reverse grid format that Apex Rear Wing has used in previous rounds. The point system is being changed to award points down to 15th place instead of 10th, with extra points available for endurance races and half points for reverse grid races. In addition to the championship itself, there will be 2 other titles up for grabs, that of Sprint Cup and Endurance Cup Championship.
Netherelmian returns in the number 93 Outworld Racing team, driving the Renault RS01. He endured a difficult season in the stock V8s and will be eager to make up some places. Pablo's first season was a learning experience for the number 00. He lines up in the gorgeous Pablo Guini de Corso Lamborghini Huracan. The oversteer-loving James is in his element driving the SRT Viper. He will be full of confidence after securing a couple of victories last season. Roadhole's Xavier Motorworks team had a troubled start to the season, running the Lotus Exige for the first race of the season, but switching to a Camaro due to an enormous lack of straight line speed. Team Bagsy has attracted factory Nissan backing and will be running the GTR. Look out for him after a strong back end to the previous season. Goofball Antics has invested his fortunes in the McLaren GT650S. It may be down on power, but rest assured, Goof will be doing his best to maximise its potential. Coming off his best season, Bang lines up in the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG. He will be hoping to carry his previous form through into this season. The Scuderia Staircase team has teamed up with Ford. Stairs will be running the Ford GT and is hoping to break through with wins this season after being twice the bridesmaid in ARW. Xeris's cashed-up Z&B racing team will be running the Mercedes AMG. The team is looking strong after Xeris dominated the stock V8 season, but scheduling conflicts will force him to miss a couple of rounds of the championship. Having wrapped up the title last time out with 2 rounds remaining, this is unlikely to faze him.
Thank you, Madbird. Round 1, Race 1, took place at the Mount Panorama circuit at Bathurst. The favourite was of course Xeris, who took pole in an AMG front row lockout. It was a race into the unknown as the drivers took a fairly conservative approach in the earlier stages as darkness descended on the mountain. But then, with the triggering of the mid-race safety cars, the strategies began to differ. A very last-minute decision to go into the pits resulted in this spin from Stairs. But it would not matter as he would gain back the time lost under caution. With many others still needing to pit, this gave those who came in under the caution period the track position. However, the advantage was then swayed back in the other direction when a late race safety car gave those with later pit stops the advantage on fresher tyres. Stairs tried grimly to salvage a win, but a final lap spin dropped him down the order. Bang lost out on a podium due to a penalty for a safety car infringement. Goof, meanwhile, made up 4 spots on the final lap to finish second amidst a chaotic finish to the season opener.
The sprint portion of the championship kicked off at Barber Motorsport Park, and the absence of Xeris afforded the others a fantastic opportunity to claw back some points. Stairs was the pole sitter ahead of the ever-improving Bagsy, who had just entered a rich vein of form in the GTR, setting the fastest lap of the race and tailing Stairs every step of the way. But Stairs kept his nerve and managed to hold on for the victory. Goof was an early casualty, coming unstuck on the first lap through the BMP's notorious fast chicanes. Roadhog, after switching from the horrendously underpowered Lotus to the far more competitive Camaro, recovered from an early spin on lap 3 to complete the podium. For the reverse grid, Goofball Antics would see a change of fortune after surviving some opening lap chaos. He found himself in the lead, followed closely by Stairs. Nether and Bank were not so lucky. With the leading duo battling hard, Diesemage would join in to make it a 3-horse race. The might of the American muscle versus the nobility of English engineering. It was a terrific battle. Diesemage must have thought his Christmases had all come at once when he saw the leader's tangle, and he slipped by stairs on the inside of turn 8. However, his good fortune would last not 20 seconds, as he would find the wall just a couple of corners up the road, falling down to 6th. Bagsy was the lucky beneficiary of Diesemage's misfortune. After having slipped by Pablo earlier in the lap for 4th, he now found himself back on the podium. But the bad luck was catching, and a lock-up down into Charlotte's Web undid all of his hard work. Stairs could do nothing about goofball antics, who held on for an excellent and unlikely victory in the underpowered McLaren, while Pablo claimed his first ARW podium, chased all the way home by Roadhog.
Round 3 took the field to its 3rd continent in as many rounds, with Manticore serving as the venue. Xeris took pole position and led away early from Stairs. Pablo had a great start and jumped into 3rd, while Diesemage was shuffled back to 6th. Bagsy fought his way up into 3rd in the early laps. Xeris had a small lock-up into the Adelaide hairpin, allowing Stairs through for the lead. Meanwhile, Bagsy edged onto the back of the lead lap. Xeris tried his best, but Stairs kept ahead. And then, Xeris pushed a little too hard, allowing Bagsy through. It was too much ground for Xeris to recover, and he would finish the race in 3rd, with Bagsy keeping Stairs honest all the way home. As always, the reverse grid race provided the drama we've all come to expect. An incident on lap 3 between Diesemage and Xeris was deemed to be a racing incident following a post-race investigation. An early spin put Stairs out of contention. Bagsy was hunting down Bang for the win with 1 lap to go. A final sector tangle saw Bang's hopes go up in smoke, while Bagsy would earn himself a penalty for his troubles. In the chaos, Xeris got by Roadhog, and though he was 2nd across the line, Bagsy's penalty would promote him to the top step, with Roadhog finishing 2nd and Bang able to recover to the podium.
As the season went on, it began to start repeating some of the same patterns. Xeris still seemed to have the edge in qualifying, as evidenced by another pole position in Albert Park. But Stairs had become more competitive since the stock V8 season and was able to take another victory ahead of Xeris, with Roadhog nabbing his 3rd podium of the season. The Albert Park reverse grid race was a different story, with Nether pulling off the miraculous feat of keeping the entire field behind him as he claimed victory in the underpowered Renault RS01. This made him the 4th different winner of the season, and it was his first victory in Apex Rear Wing. Meanwhile, behind him, a titanic struggle for the minor podium positions raged on all race long, with Xeris claiming 2nd ahead of Bagsy and Stairs just off the podium in 4th, the top 4 covered by less than a second.
With no Xeris for the 5th round in Monza, it was Stairs who took the ascendancy in qualifying, with Bagsy trailing him by a couple of tenths. However, fresh off a recent real-life visit to the fabled home of motorsport, Bagsy was in fine form this night. Stairs could not break away from the GTR, and despite a mammoth arm wrestle, it was Bagsy who took the chocolates in both races. Roadhog continued his run of fine form to finish 3rd in both races.
Xeris returned to the series at the Nurburgring in fine form and took pole in a closely fought qualifying session, clocking a time just a tenth of a second quicker than Stairs. Technical issues struck Xeris early in the race, however, as his wheel failed, sending him straight on at the turn 12 right-hander. This left Stairs to take the lead from Bagsy. Roadhog would soon relieve Bagsy of the 2nd place and had the pace to pull away. The remaining laps were quite uneventful, with Stairs able to edge away from Roadhog for the win and Bagsy staying ahead of Diesemage to round out the podium. Bang was the early leader in the reverse grid, but disaster struck behind as Xeris and Bagsy tangled on the opening lap, with both rejoining at the back of the field. Stairs was challenging for the lead, but was unlucky to be caught up when Bang spun at the end of the opening lap, losing out to Nether and Diesemage. Nether would have an off on the following lap, making the race for the lead a 2-horse race between the 2 American beasts. Stairs tried everything, but Diesemage drove a flawless race to claim his 3rd Apex Rear Wing victory. and in so doing became the 6th different winner of the season. Roadhog recovered his early misdemeanours to round out the podium in a strong showing for the Camaro driver. Meanwhile, with Bagsy coming home 6th, Stairs now had an 80-point advantage at the top, enough to seal his very first Apex rear wing driver's title, breaking Xeris' stranglehold on the league.
For the next round, the drivers headed to the storied tarmac of Spa-Francorchamps for the final chapter of the season. Another endurance test, with Xeris back in his familiar pole position, sharing the front row with champion-elect Stairs. On lap 5, disaster struck for Stairs, as a snap of oversteer sent him spearing off into the wall. It was too early to pit, so despite lapping slower with damage, it was crucial to stay out. As darkness took hold, mistakes became more frequent. On lap 7, the first round of pit stops began, led by Roadhog, who lost out to Diesamash. Bagsy was also the victim of a long stop, which saw him lose a huge amount of ground. As the sun came up, the safety car was called upon, bunching the field together. On the restart, Roadhog came under attack from Stairs and Bagsy. Rambo got it all wrong at Lacoum. They say safety cars breed safety cars, and Diesamage was the unfortunate cause of the next one. It was full daylight by the time the race got underway again, and a strong starting Bagsy was able to pull alongside Roadhog down the Kennel Straight and snatch away his podium position at Lacoum before immediately setting about putting Stairs under some pressure. But another safety car put the battle on hiatus, and never became the latest in the long line of Eau Rouge casualties. On the third and final restart, chaos. Bagsy lost the rear and lost a huge amount of ground, and then followed it up 30 seconds later with another big error in an attempt to make up lost time. Xeris came across the line to win the race from Stairs. Others were not immune to the final lap blunders though, as goofball antics needed one more pit stop, presumably because of a fuel miscalculation. Rambo served a penalty and never had a time penalty after crossing the line third and being demoted to 6th, promoting Bagsy onto the podium.
And with that, ARW's 3rd season of competition had come to a close. This season saw 6 different drivers win races across the course of the season, eclipsing the previous record of 4. Xeris, Stairs, Goofball Antics, Netherrealmian, Bagsy and Diesamage all tasted victory in Season 3. Stairs had become the first driver to defeat Xeris over the course of a full season, albeit with Xeris absent for a couple of rounds. Despite that, Stairs did stamp his authority on the championship by beating Xeris a number of times during the races that he was present for. He ended up with 10 podiums, 4 victories, 2 fastest laps and 2 pole positions. Bagsy closed his best season to date with 7 podiums, including 2 victories and 3 fastest laps in the mighty GTR. Despite not winning a race, Roadhog had a tremendously strong season as well, finishing in the points in every single race, with 7 podiums, including 2 second-place finishes. Xeris would not go away totally empty-handed, of course. By winning both the endurance events at the opening and closing rounds of the championship, he emphatically claims the Endurance Cup title, while Stairs claims the Sprint Cup title, with all of his victories coming during the sprint portion of the season.
Stay tuned for more season reviews in the future. With the GT3's small foray into endurance racing, Season 4 will see a further exploration of that concept, with longer races, more pit stops, and different cars altogether. In the meantime, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to catch all of our other live streams and Dirt Rally live stages. My name's Stairs.
And I'm Madbird.
Thank you very much indeed for watching. Bye for now.
Yeah, nice.